My name is Evelyn May. I'm a Senior Product Strategy Manager for Oracle Transportation Management and Global Trade Management Cloud. It is my greatest honor and pleasure here today to invite Julio Magallanes and the team Western Digital to join with me on this stage. Julio and I, as well as the Oracle team and the Western Digital team, have worked very hard and very closely together in the last few years on deploying the latest logistics cloud technologies, as well as going a step beyond by extending logistics with some of the future-looking fourth industrial revolution technologies. We are very thrilled to share with you the success we have achieved jointly. So here's today's agenda. We will first introduce to you the Western Digital journey with Oracle Logistics Digital Assistant and Oracle Logistics Machine Learning, respectively, and diving into how success has been achieved through the deployment of out-of-the-box functionalities and through custom extensions. Julio has prepared a little treat for us. He is planning to show you a live demo, which I am definitely excited and nervous about. So sit tight for that. And then I will close with a few feature announcements and then facilitate the Q&A. So let me first introduce the guest of honor today, Julio Magallanes. Julio has over 20 years of experience in international trade and logistics. He has worked in multiple areas within the Western Digital Logistics team, which includes warehouse operations, logistics operations, trade compliance, and logistics finance. And our customer, Western Digital, is a long-time, highly valued customer for Oracle, not just because 40% of the world's data stores on a Western Digital device, but also because of its industry-leading innovation capability, especially those led by the WD Logistics Center of Excellence team. So today, in addition to Julio, we have Joseph Hodges, who leads the WD Logistics Center of Excellence team on the panel. And I believe they have a lot of brilliant ideas to share. And also on the panel are distinguished Oracle team members and key contributors to the successful launch of the Oracle Logistics Digital Assistant and Oracle Logistics Machine Learning. So please feel free to ask questions in the Q&A. We will be very happy to take those. So let me dive into the actual content of today's presentation. For those who are not yet familiar, the Oracle Logistics Digital Assistant and Oracle Logistics Machine Learning are two capabilities of the Oracle Transportation and Global Trade Management Cloud. In the first topic, the Oracle Logistics Digital Assistant on the left-hand side is a chatbot or a virtual assistant. It is a lightweight user interface for exposing logistics information to your supply chain stakeholders or end customers. It helps logistics professionals handle repeated and mundane inquiries, such as where is my order, what is the status, so that logistics professionals can just focus on those more strategic and important things on their jobs. With the Logistics Digital Assistant, you first of all get a pre-built sample flow for order and shipment status that is ready to use out of the box. Plus, you also get the full Oracle Digital Assistant platform, which contains a comprehensive set of tools for you to extend and build additional functionalities on top. And leveraging this offering, Western Digital was able to deploy the Oracle Digital Assistant platform, as well as leverage the powerful OTM, GTM REST APIs to bring the Logibot to life. So without further ado, let me invite Julio to the stage and take us through his Logibot journey. I'll stop share. Julio, the stage is yours.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Evelyn, for your presentation. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. My name is Julio Magallanes, and I am part of the Logistics Center of Excellence at Logistics Western Digital. And today I would like to speak about the two projects that we work in collaborations with Oracle. Like Evelyn mentioned, the first project is the development of our own logistics digital assistant, the first for Western Digital, Logibot. The second project is about the capabilities of machine learning that OTM has. So let's get started. About Western Digital, Western Digital is an American computer hard drive manufacturer and data storage company. To put our company in perspective, here are some numbers that show the data that was generated in 2020 in the whole world in using all these applications. WhatsApp, 416 million messages, or Facebook, 147,000 photos uploaded, also in YouTube, other mobile apps. And our contribution to all these is estimated to be about 40% of the content generated is stored in one of our devices. And this is what I would like to highlight about Western Digital in the scope of things. Next, about myself, I am a senior analyst at Western Digital. I have over 20 years of experience in multiple roles at logistics. Currently, I am leading the team that is developing the digital logistics assistant app. And also, as a personal note, my daughter, when she was 15 years old, Michelle, she started an online store, and this motivated me to learn about chatbots. I looked what she was doing, and I said, okay, there is something that I can learn from her and utilize it to improve the customer service at Western Digital. So with that, let me talk about the agenda of the presentations. So project number one, Logibot, I am going to go through in kind of a storytelling mode. I'm going to talk about the past, present, and the future. And in between, I'm going to show you a live demo on how currently Logibot is working for us. Then I am going to speak about our machine learning project, estimated time of arrival predictability. I'm going to talk about the 3 steps that we took in that project and some of the results that we obtained. All right, let's talk about with Logibot. How did it all started at the beginning? So back then, sometime late 2019, early 2020, there were 3 main reasons or motives that made me think about this Logibot project. Number 1, it was about an online store benchmarking that we were doing at the Center of Excellence. Western Digital has an online store, and we decided to do a benchmarking comparison with other online stores in the industry, companies such as Amazon, eBay, and other distributors in the market. And there are 3 main things that we point out as what we could do or improve in order to provide better service to our customers. Number 1 is that the majority of these online stores have 24/7 customer support. That is something very important nowadays, as people, it is going into your applications all day long, around the clock. Number two is customer service and comments feedback. If you notice, probably when you go to a company website, they have a section for ratings and feedback. And pretty much this is a standard in the industry. Whether you buy food, a product, or a service, or rent a car, or reserve a hotel room, ratings and service are present. Rating and feedback service comments are present in the website, so you can make a better decision of what you are getting or what you are trying to accomplish. And number three, it's about automation. All of this cannot be done unless there is a degree of automation. It could be a lot of automation or as little automation, but most of processes nowadays, they are automated. There are places where they even, you don't talk to human or chat with human anymore. So technology has taken over and done many of the processes in an automated way. The second thing that happened, or was going on about that time, it's the story of my daughter's online store. And that's why I put Teens Shopify. My daughter back then, she started with the idea she wanted to sell her a little bit of merchandise online. And she was able to go on and get on websites and just design her online store, get other applications to give customer support. And then there are other applications out there that provide track and trace. So it is now, the point here is that it is now easier for any kind of vendor or company to provide this type of support. So now for every single company trying to do business online, they should have some level of technology that will provide support in this way. And the cost benefit, it is really advantageous because as soon as you set up these tools, you're able to get real benefits out of your investment. In this type of, as I was mentioning, she was able to provide real-time order and shipment status. So this is a standard in the industry right now in the marketplace. And also chatbots are the standard customer support tool. So anywhere you go now, it is so trendy that the actual users are familiar with communicating using chatbots and be able to get real-time responses. The third and last thing, we started doing a research about how chatbots are used in the industry and what are their impact. And I just took a few of the metrics that I found on the internet or in my research, but there are hundreds of metrics out there. But these are quite significant to this project is that 64% of internet users say that 24-hour service and quick answers are best features of chat. The second one is that 87% is the average satisfaction rate of bot-only chats. So people is having fun and they are having good interactions with chatbots. And one other statistic that I found very interesting is that there were already 300,000 chatbots in Facebook, meaning that companies of any sizes are already using this technology to support customers. All right, so once we decided to go ahead and implement the chatbot, we found that Oracle was our best match. Ever since that we are an Oracle apps user, we have an Oracle ERP, and also we implemented OTM over 4 years ago. We decided that the best choice for us was to get the OTM, Logistics Digital Assistant. Then we also were very happy and pleased to know that Oracle had all the intentions to work with us in the pilot program, creating the pilot program with all the necessary support to develop the app. At that time, we decided to go and implement the three main functions that we identify as the most important for our logistics organization. We did that by consulting our team, our extended global team, and asked them, which are the functions or the inquiries as a control tower or customer service that you receive more often from users? How long does it take to resolve those inquiries? And how many of them you receive during a week? Then we prioritized it and decided, let's develop these four main functions. One is track a shipment, which is where is my shipment, a track and trace function that tells you real time where your shipment's at. Number two is provide order export status, which tells you exactly how is your order progressing through the export release status in OTM, GTM. And number three is WD product export information, which for companies that import export, it is always very critical to know what are the description of the goods, the HTS classifications, the ECCN numbers, so that companies can process their customs entries. And finally, number four, is easy way for the user to contact the logistics control tower or the global trade compliance support group. Lastly, we wanted to make sure that we understand what our users or the potential consumers, customers wanted to do or wanted to do with their chatbot. So we developed an additional function to be able to get feedback, to learn the behaviors and predict the customer service. All right, so now I would like to show you how it is actually working. So I'm gonna do a quick demo of Logibot. So here on the screen, you can see Logibot. It is already integrated within our Microsoft Teams messaging system at Western Digital. And you can see the four main functions in the main screen. Let's begin with track a shipment. On track a shipment, what the user will do, he's going to look up for an existing shipment. So right now, I am going to grab a delivery note number and query it in the system. It can also provide you information by querying house survey bill, PO numbers, customer POs, RMAs numbers, or even commercial invoices. So as you can see, Logibot calls into the database and provides real-time of the shipment status. It is telling us when the shipment was delivered, what was the last milestone in the system, a timestamp, the actual location where it was generated, and then it provides us with a URL link to the carrier's website where you can double check, verify the information. This is the carrier's website. Going back to Logibot, let's check for the second function. which is WD part number description. On WD part number description, Logibot is able to query up to 10 part numbers and provide its description and customs information for import-export purposes. I'm going to grab a list of part numbers. Enter them in the system. Then you enter the countries the shipment is going from and going to. So Logibot is going to come back providing the answer with all of the information of such 10 part numbers. As you can see, it is providing us product name, customs description, HTS number for the shipping country, HTS number for the ship to country, CCN, and for the ship to and ship from countries as well. Also, in every single interaction, Logibot prompts for an option to contact support in case you need it. You can contact support in two different ways: by opening a ServiceNow ticket, or if you like to send an email to the distinct control towers around the world. Now let's open a Snow ticket. So immediately Logibot will give you a link so you can enter a Snow ticket. Going back to Logibot, we also wanted to make it fun for the users, and Logibot will ask you if you would like to read the joke of the day. So in this case, let's do that. We have set up some jokes for the user to have a little bit of fun. So here says, what do you call a dinosaur with an extensive vocabulary? Thesaurus. At any point in time, you can enter reset, start over, and main menu, or simply you can enter the specifics words such as track and trace, or you can even enter a sentence, and Logibot is smart enough to be able to know what interaction you intend to reach at, and it will tell you, it will take you there. This is possible due to the machine learning technology and natural language processing the application comes with. Let's take a look at order export release status. On order export release status, the user will enter a shipment number or a sales order number. Logibot will provide with the latest status for that order. As you can see, the response is nicely drafted with color code for the user is able to identify quickly what are the possible issues of the order and be able to address them immediately. One other function that we have put in place is the ability to collect feedback, as I mentioned earlier. So we're looking to understand what the customer think about the app and how we can make it better. So it asks you to rate the conversation, and also you can leave a comment. Both the rating and the feedback is collected in the back end and is used for statistic purposes, analysis, and for improvement of the bot. The last part of the demo that I want to show you is to send emails. So you can, at any point in time, send an email to the control tower. So you have many options here. If you already know which control tower in the world you want to contact, you just select it. But if you don't know which control tower is managing your shipment, you just have to enter the country your shipment is going to. And Logibot is going to be able to identify the actual correct control tower and send the corresponding email. Then you will enter only the subject of your email. You enter the subject and the body of the email. Logibot will prepare the draft for you. And by clicking this link, it will take you to your email app, where you have the opportunity to review your email and send it to your control tower. And this is about what Logibot is doing nowadays.
Yeah, thanks, Julio. Yeah, please do.
I'm gonna go back to the presentation. And what I want to speak to you guys now is about where are we heading. Okay, so what is in the roadmap for Logibot? So we have, number one, develop bot analytics. We want to track success rate and efficiency. In the back end, every single function that we have in Logibot is creating a statistic chart showing how many interactions are successful and how many are not. And we are collecting feedback, so we are able to understand how efficient it is and how we can make it better. The second thing we want to do going forward is to expand capabilities to the whole supply chain of the company. As now Logibot is servicing the logistics portion, we want to extend its functionality to the planning, procurement, and manufacturing portions of the supply chain. And number three, we want to learn behaviors. As I mentioned earlier, one of the main key features that chatbots and this technology offers is that you can start gathering information of what your customer base is looking as a service, and try to, and the goal is to anticipate and customize personalized service, meaning that at some point in time you will have a good chance to know what users are going to whenever they are looking up for a shipment status. Probably very likely the next thing is that they want to ask you or a POD if the shipment is delivered. So as we learn all these behaviors, Logibot will not only be able to respond, but anticipate the behaviors and actually offer ahead of time, offer the service ahead of time. So with that, that was the presentation about Logibot. I'm going to turn it over to Evelyn to talk to us a little bit about machine learning as an OTM capability.
Yes, thanks so much, Julio. It's such a fun and useful bot to use. That joke just made my day. It's really, yeah, it's a fantastic demo. So just a quick recap. So the Logibot is built on top of the Oracle Logistics Digital Assistant. It first deployed the ODA platform, deployed the pre-built OTM order shipment status skill or sample flow. And then Julio and team used the extensive tools on the ODA platform to build custom capabilities and additional functionalities on top. So that's the Logibot. And moving on to the second topic of today, logistics machine learning. As we all know that our supply chains today are being constantly challenged by disruptions and variability. And so the question is, how do we learn from these real world variabilities so that we can better predict the future? And that is why we released a machine learning capability in OTM. So machine learning analyzes your actual shipment history, which includes lane, carrier, planned transit time, and actual transit time. And it builds a machine learning model that is able to give you an accurate prediction of ETA for a future shipment. The machine learning predicted ETAs and transit times in OTM can be directly accessed on the transportation planners' daily workbenches and UIs. They can also be exposed via OTM REST APIs to external systems, or be incorporated into standard OTM workflows for you to take immediate actions if any predicted delays could happen. So we're very glad that Western Digital was a co-innovation partner and deployed the logistics machine learning when it was released earlier this year. So here is the overall deployment process, which involved 3 simple steps: connect the necessary technical platform with OTM. And secondly, configure the machine learning models by specifying the project and scenario setups. And third, to train and predict. So now I will pass back to Julio for him to explain the process in more detail. And let me stop share. Julio, can I invite you back to the stage again?
Sounds good.
Yeah.
So
thanks.
I'm showing, I'm going to start talking you guys about the second project that we work with in collaboration with Oracle. And this is about machine learning capabilities in OTM. I'm breaking it up in three parts. The first one is the machine learning training, then the ETA predictability, which is the results of the project. And then the number 3, I'm going to talk about the future applications that we are thinking to implement with this technology. Okay, talking about the stage number 1, ETA prediction. This is a timeline on how long it took us to work on this project. It started sometime on April 2021, and it's undergoing now on December 2021. It starts by working together, and the first thing is you need to get the capabilities from OTM. the machine learning capabilities, and then you have to start doing machine learning configuration. And the next thing you need to do is to train model. So to do model training, we are taking in consideration about 100 or over 160 factors to build a model to be able to predict ETA. Among these factors are transit times, shipment history, planned transit times, carriers, weight, volumes, date of the week, or to check seasonality, and week of the year as well. Once you take all the data, and by the way, we use about 2 years worth of data to analyze it. Then we had 2 pilots, right? So the first sample was, again, 2 years worth of data of the 10 most used trade lanes that we have at Western Digital. And the first results, when we ran the first run of the machine learning, we had a result of 78% accuracy. Then after an additional fine-tune of the application or the actual model, by trimming outliers and looking at the data more in details, we were able to get even a better result of 82% accuracy using the machine learning model. That was sometime around July 2020. Right now, we are working on automated workflows, meaning have OTM run these models in an ongoing basis. So these are the results of the pilots. So pilot 1, from our baseline, which is 49%, that means is the information that the carrier provides us about their ETAs, meaning, okay, it's taking 5 days to get from point A to point B. With machine learning, we were able to improve the accuracy up to 79%. And the second pilot, we were able to improve from 64% accuracy from the carrier's data to 93%. The difference between these 2 pilots is that the first one are the top 10 lanes in two years of worth of data. And the second one are 18 months of data of all trade lanes. All right. Moving on to what we're looking to do, what is the future applications? What we want to do is taking this machine learning in combination of the OTM shipping data and the ETA prediction module, result of these machine learning capabilities, plus the use of IoT modules for sensors, we are able to get better information to predict ETAs for the customers. We will be able to provide to the customer better information as far as the departure from source, the arrival at origin. Even we will be able to update data based on customs delays or other events that happen in the supply chain. In addition to technologies like Logibot, where the customer will have access to the data at any time, the customer will be able to look at the status of the shipment and be able to get better ETAs, which is a great advantage for them as they can improve the way they run their processes or plan for production or have a better visibility of their shipments and us our supply chain for their own purposes. Okay, I'm going to pass it over again to Evelyn to talk to us a little bit more about machine learning.
Yeah, I'm just going to share my screen again. And thank you, Julio, for the excellent review of the process and also the exciting vision for the future. So for the remainder of this session, I will just go through a few slides summarizing some of the recent enhancements to both the logistics digital assistant and logistics machine learning. Since earlier this year, we have made major enhancements to the logistics digital assistant, and it is able to speak 18 languages now. So in addition to English, the chatbot now provides ready-to-use multilingual capability for 17 more languages, including French, German, Spanish, and so on, so that it can better support customers with a global presence. And in addition, users now get a simple order summary by status, so you know how many orders are delayed, en route, not started, and so on. So with one simple glance, you get to stay on top of your logistics operations. And if you are in a rush, you can also directly go into the at-risk orders by using the get late orders flow, so that you can take actions as soon as possible when delays happen. And moving on to machine learning, I'm just going to tell you some of the upcoming 22A features. So the OTM Cloud 22A update, which is coming up very soon, in less than a month, will introduce the ability to incorporate environmental factors into its ETA predictions, which I'm very excited about because it will make predicted ETAs responsive to live events, such as port congestion, airport delay, and extreme weathers, and so on. And this update will also introduce prepackaged data visualization dashboards, such as the screenshots here. It helps customers gain deeper insight into your data quality, your model accuracy, and prediction accuracy. And in this release, an even stronger set of agent workflows has also been delivered, which provides easy and seamless uptake of machine learning as part of your standard OTM workflows. And coming up in the next major release of logistics machine learning, we will deliver the in-transit ETA prediction capability. So after the initial ETA prediction at shipment planning, or after the shipment has left its departure location, the shipment ETAs will be updated with each tracking event continuously to give you a more refined and dynamic prediction of the ETA at the destination. And I want to close this session with this slide. So the Oracle High-Tech Industry Strategy Council conducted a poll. It says that 85% of high-tech industry leaders are currently investing in chatbots, AI, and machine learning for their supply chains now. And in today's presentation, Western Digital is an excellent example. We are humbled by the selection of Oracle solutions, and we are very much encouraged by their success. So thank you very much for attending, and thank you, Julio, for joining me today on this stage. And that's all the presentation content we have prepared for today, and we look forward to your questions and comments.